So in today's video, we're going to get into 6 new to me authors and the books that I read. So this is my second time doing the new to me authors. So the first time, the new to me authors were Rayleigh, Tina Martin, Natavia, Jatoria C., Jay Dominique, Danielle Allen, and A. Blossom. Since then, I've only read 3 of these authors again, which was Rayleigh. The 2 books were Only for the Night, and then recently I read Joliet. Jay Dominique, I read Salt Don't Go in Tea, and then after that I read A Real Hood Love. And Danielle Allen, first I read Plus Size Player, and since then I've read Big Girl Blitz. However, I have 6 new authors that we're going to get into. My name is Raquel. This is where we come to celebrate and explore Black books. Let's get into the 6 new to me authors. So the authors are C. Wilson, Kennedy B., Camille V., Maya, K. Shanee, and Aubrey J. So what I realize has been happening with me lately is I feel like I'm reading the same books. Like the formula is pretty much the same. Boy meets girl, boy F's over girl, finds another guy, and then she lives happily ever after with this new guy. And there's a couple of other formulas that I've been reading, and it seems like I have just been in a groove where those are the books that I'm reading or finding or I find interesting. At this point, I'm looking for something different. So let's now talk about the books that I read about these authors. The first book was by C. Wilson, and it is called Girl, We Go Together. Now, the title itself pulled me in. And unfortunately, with this book, I got that exact same formula. This was about a young lady who meets this guy. They fall for each other pretty quickly, kind of, before they actually get to know each other. She winds up getting pregnant, and then everything falls apart. He really starts to do her dirty. Eventually, she leaves. She bumps into an old high school friend, and by this time, she has a baby. She's doing really bad. And the old friend comes into her life, and he's always had a crush on her. And he takes care of her and the baby, and he loves them properly. This was a really good book. I did enjoy it. But like I said, it gave me that same formula. I would definitely read another book by C. Wilson because I did enjoy the book. Kennedy B is one of those authors. Her books pop up on my Kindle often, and I love the covers. For whatever reason, I have just never read any of her books. So I went in, and this time I came across Iso Brooks. And this was a very good story. I was pleasantly surprised. It started out with this guy who is at his own funeral. So that blew me away in itself. So this guy was at the top of his game. Somebody tried to kill him. So they went ahead with the funeral. And so now he is trying to find the people who tried to kill him. He wants to know why, who they were, and not only get revenge, because of course he wants revenge, but he wants his life back. Because he is dead, he is now in the background. He is not in the open the way he used to be. He meets this young lady, and this is no ordinary young lady. She is very mysterious and beautiful, but they don't really tell you what she does, but they allude to her being something like a mercenary, CIA, FBI, some sort of spy or something or another. And she is at a crossroads in her career. She has been detached from her family, pretty much just detached from everybody and putting her all into work. And so now she is trying to figure out, what is my next move? Well, these 2 people who are detached for two different reasons come together and the chemistry is there. I enjoyed this. It's kind of a instant love type of thing. They don't get out of character. I think that they are still who they are at the core, but they click with each other just the way they are. And this was a really good story. I am hoping to see these characters again. I hope it's a series, or I don't know. I can even get them in another book about somebody else because this was good. I enjoyed it. Then we have book number 3, which is by Camille V. And this was Color Me Broken. Um, I had to read this book twice. And not not because there was anything wrong with it. It was really good. But I am an audio girl. For anybody who does not know, I'm an audio girl. I'm going to be listening to a book like pretty much all the time. Well, all the time that I can. I will sit down and read a book, but even when I sit down and read a book, I'm still listening to it at the same time. So, with that being said, I was very, very busy during the time that I was listening to this book. So, I was getting bits and pieces of it. And um, the bits and pieces that I was getting was really good, but I could not really focus on the book. So I went back and I read it again. And this time I read it and I listened to it at the same time. Really good book. Super surprised. Camille V is a new author. It looks like she only has 2 books out. And this one really surprised me. So it is about, for me, I think this book is about secrets and decisions. So there's a couple and they are in love. They are wanting to have a baby. The guy is in the streets making his money, and the young lady is a nurse. She gets sick, and so they think that she is pregnant. And he has this issue. He got some stuff from, somebody, some big guys, and he hands it over to his guys and they wind up losing it. So he isn't focused. And the reason why I'm telling you that part is it's essential to the story, that he is not focused. And so he starts making some really bad decisions, like decisions, the kind of decisions that will make major changes in your life. And so at some point, he has to reel it back in. I really, really enjoyed this story. It was very good. I enjoyed this so much. And the next book is by Maya. It is called At War with Love. And so the main female character is coming back home to start her life over. She moves in with her mom. That's kind of not going exactly how she thought it would. So she winds up taking a job as a nanny. Now, she's going to be a nanny to a cowboy who's a single dad, very busy, CEO of companies, and he runs his ranch. I enjoyed the book, but the synopsis reads like it's going to be cowboy rodeo-ish. I don't know, how to describe it. But when I read the book, it did not give me cowboy rodeo. It gave me a man who has a ranch and some farm animals or ranch animals, whatever they are. That's what it gave me. Not that it was a bad book, it just didn't give what the synopsis said it would. But it was a good story. She comes back, she takes this job as a nanny, and the single dad she meets up with to do like the interview for the job turns out to be an old high school sweetheart. For her, it's like, oh yeah, I know this guy. We grew up together. We had a, high school romance, and everything's going to be cool. For him, he's like, yeah, that was high school. This is now. I got business. I just need you to take care of my daughter. And so they kind of go from there, and the story progresses and moves throughout that, but that is like the main gist of what's happening. It was a good story. I did like it. I love the relationship between her and his daughter. I thought that was super sweet. I would definitely read another book by Maya. Next, we have Shanee. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But the name of the book is Change of Heart. And this one was good as well. There's a young lady who she's been a single mother for a while. Her son is like 17, 18, just dang near grown. And so she has been kind of living her life with her son for many years, dating, having a good time, got her guys on rotation. So she's not looking for anything serious. Her friend is dating a guy, and that guy has a brother. And the brother is interested in the main female character. She is not interested in him. And he is pursuing her until eventually he's like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing it anymore. At that point, now she wants to date him. And it's really good. It has a lot of interesting little things happening that actually winds up bringing them together. I did enjoy this story. I would definitely read something else by Shani, if that's how you pronounce her name. But yeah, I would definitely read something else by her. Last but not least, we have Aubrey J. Now, if you're looking for a good little kiki, this would be it. This one was funny. It had me chuckling throughout the book. It is called Genesis. And this is about a young man who he and his siblings were raised by their grandparents. Their grandparents, his grandfather is a preacher, pastor, reverend, you know. And so all of the kids have names out of the Bible. Um, yeah, they don't act anything like anything in the Bible, but all of them have names in the Bible. And he and his girlfriend are breaking up. She wants him to be more mature because she comes home from work one day and he's sitting in front of the TV eating cereal out of a pot in a Spider-Man outfit, watching cartoons. Like, yeah, I would totally be annoyed by that. That sounds like an 8-year-old little boy. But he doesn't care what she say. That is his woman, and that's just what it is. The thing that I found strange about this book is that she never actually told him why she broke up with him. But he is doing everything he can to get this woman back. Another story I've heard before, only, different characters, different way of getting to that same ending. But it was good. And like I said, if you're looking for a good little kiki, this one is it. I'm definitely looking forward to reading more of Aubrey J. I want to know, is she going to make me laugh in every book? Or was this like a one off? But yeah, I'm definitely going to read some more Aubrey J. All 6 of these books were good. Some of them I enjoyed more than others, which is something you can expect. I would definitely read any of these authors again. Tell me, do you feel like you're reading the same books with different people, but same storyline, different people, different actions? Tell me the name of a new to you author. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you soon.